Power Lunch hits the road this week. 5 big days, 5 big cities. First stop, Miami. The boss behind the red-hot heat, the biggest man in basketball, and the massive cruise liner carnival billionaire Mickey Arison joins the roadshow. Then, hotel mogul Jonathan Tisch talks about his high-end Lowe's hotels and the boom in Miami tourism. Plus, where to still make money on Miami real estate from 2 of the city's biggest real estate agents. And the plastic surgery boom, the Latin music scene, and Power Lunch cuisine, which are hot, hot, hot. Power Lunch's Big Roadshow begins in Miami right now.
And it is surprisingly a beautiful day, as you would imagine, at South Beach. We're at the Lowe's Hotel here on the what has become a very crowded South Beach. Very popular destination, it goes without saying, for a lot of the tourism trade, which is one of the hallmarks of Miami. And we welcome you for this Monday as Power Lunch kicks off the big roadshow this week. And we begin with what is arguably one of the hottest real estate markets in the country. We'll talk about that. We'll look at the tourism business in this town. And of course, it goes without saying that this can be considered the gateway for the nation to Latin America, to the Caribbean, and all parts south and east. So we're looking for a great day here. You'll meet some of the top business leaders in Miami, including Mickey Arison, as you heard. And as I said, we'll talk to 2 of the best-known real estate agents in what is arguably the hottest real estate market in the country. So a busy couple of hours. But one of the reasons we come to these various cities is to learn some of the big stories in those cities. And Michelle Caruso-Cabrera has been spending some time here in Miami, and she's here to tell us what some of the big stories are here.
It's a really exciting place to be right now, Bill. Miami is terrific. As you mentioned, we're right on the water, so of course tourism is very, very big. The proximity to Latin America makes trade very big here in Miami. And of course, like much in the rest of the country, real estate is extremely big.
Moon over Miami.
And Craig is the reporter at the Wall Street Journal who's been following this trial all the way along. Meantime, let's get back down to Florida. Bill's in Miami, and Bill, we'll toss it back to you.
Well, you are the last person I can think of who would need cosmetic surgery, Rebecca Quick. But there are plenty of people here in this part of the country who make this a very big business, and we'll talk to one of the top cosmetic surgeons in the Miami region when Power Lunch continues after this.
Pacific Life is proud to bring you Power Lunch. For insurance, annuities, investments, choose Pacific Life. The power to help you succeed.
The latest statistics say that Americans last year spent $8 billion with a B dollars on cosmetic surgery. That's a lot of tummy tucks out there. And a lot of it occurs here in this part of the country. Joining us is one of the top cosmetic surgeons in the Miami area, Dr. Stephan Baker. Dr. Baker, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I don't mean to sound like a Puritan, but do we really need all, you taught me, body contouring, facial refreshing?
Well, in Miami, it's important to look good.
Yes, it is.
You have a lot of outdoors activities, so there's a lot of body contouring surgery being done, from breast implants to liposuction to tummy tucks. And also because of the sun, there's a lot of premature aging that people suffer.
The premature aging I can understand, but with the tummy tucks and the butt lifts and all the, who is it we're trying to look like?
We're trying to look the best we can. It's not we're trying to be like somebody else.
But what's wrong with what I've got already? You know what I mean?
If you've had 3 kids and your tummy is just not up to speed anymore, it's worthwhile to get it tightened up again and make yourself useful again, so you can wear a bathing suit. That's a 2-piece bathing suit, and enjoy your life more. It's a quality of life issue.
It's not the older customers or patients either. You're getting newer and younger patients, aren't you?
There are different groups. The younger patients are very much interested in breast augmentation surgery here in Miami, and as folks have had kids, then they're thinking about breast lifting surgeries, tummy tuck surgeries. And then the early 40 group You start looking a lot at facial rejuvenation surgery, Botox also, and fillers such as collagen, Restylane, hyaluronic acid.
How safe is all of that? I mean, I realize who I'm asking here, and you have a vested interest in all this, but when I've had all of this work done, what am I going to look like in 20 years?
Well, that really depends on the surgeon that you're picking. Good plastic surgery looks natural, and that is a very, very important part. It should not look plastic. It should not look done. And it's very important that it's not overdone. Some things just get done too much to an extreme, and then it's very apparent to everyone.
Have you ever had a patient that you said, no, I'm done now, I cannot do any more?
Absolutely, and it's very important to say no, and also when you're working on a patient, you got to understand what the goals are. And the goals are not to look like somebody else, but to make you look the best you can, and not have it visible to everyone else. Good plastic surgery is really not visible. It's bad plastic surgery that you see that you can recognize readily.
87% of those that you'll see, or at least in this industry, are women.
That's true.
What do men come to you for?
Men also come for body contouring, liposuction, the love handles, the spare tire around the tummy, also tummy tucks increasingly, and then also facial rejuvenation surgery when they start getting too heavy around the eyes, etc.
Hair transplants, I'm sure.
Hair transplants are very important, certainly.
Yes,
absolutely.
I'm hep to that.
Yeah.
It might be an indelicate question, but I'm curious. Are there certain procedures that have a higher profit margin than others for your business?
There are certain procedures that are very commonly performed, and therefore the profit margin is relatively low. It depends on what the implied risk is for the patient. When you're dealing with facial rejuvenation surgery, a face is a very important item to a person.
Right.
So the relative risk goes up. If you're doing a liposuction, that you could cover up if you end up with a bad outcome, but on a face, the stakes are very high.
So you're saying the riskier the procedure, the more I'm going to pay for that necessarily?
Probably.
I was looking at the growth rate of certain procedures. Is that why the lower body lifts and the buttock lifts are some of the fastest growing right now?
Well, no, that's another reason. The body lifts are targeting a market that's called a bariatric surgery market. Those are the folks that have lost 150 pounds, 200 pounds with the stomach stapling, etc. And they have so much redundant skin that you have to go circumferentially around the trunk to remove all that hanging skin. So that is going in conjunction with the growth in bariatric surgery, or weight reduction surgery.
But you know what? I don't consider that in the same category as an elective surgery of somebody who just wants to look like their favorite movie star. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, you can't look like anybody else but yourself, and that's a very important thing to point out to people. We're not trying to transform you. We're trying to optimize your appearance so that you have a higher quality of life.
And how long have you been doing this? Are you seeing that many more people coming to you these days? Do you see an exponential growth?
It's definitely been a growth because of the baby boomers. In the past, people had facelifting surgery at age 65 after retirement. Nowadays, they're coming in at age 40, 41, 42 because they want to restart their life, and also they want to maintain a youthful appearance. They don't want to ever get to look old. So it's a preventive measure in those scenarios.
Dr. Stephan Baker, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us
My
today.
pleasure.
I appreciate it very much. Cosmetic
Thank you very much.
Dr. Stephan Baker. We'll take a break, come back. You come to Miami, you got to talk about the Miami Sound Machine, Gloria Estefan. We've got Emilio Estefan himself, the Latin music impresario, to talk about the explosion in Latin entertainment as Power Lunch starts to wrap up for Miami after this.
Heals me, grows like a flower, then heals me, fills me with promise anew. I carry a wand.
Welcome back to South Beach. Maybe it's because I grew up in Southern California, but I have been cognizant of the influence of Latin culture on music and entertainment for many years, but it's really starting to grow exponentially in many parts of the country, and one of the people that is very much at the forefront in all of that is my next guest with us, the impresario himself, Emilio Estefan, joining us today at the Lowe's in South Beach.
Yeah, Thank you very much. Welcome to Miami.
You've been called that before, haven't you?
They call me a lot of things. The Godfather, I mean, you name it.
Yes, I'm aware. Why, now, I mean, what has taken so long for want of a better term, mainstream media to catch on to the explosion and the opportunities that exist in Latin entertainment?
Well, definitely it's a different culture, different sounds, you know, through the years, of course, with my wife, Gloria.
Yep.
I produced Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez, Marc Anthony, and Shakira. And, you know, it's a new sound. You have to expose that. And then when people started to listen to that, people liked it so much that sales not only became so big in the United States, it was all over the world. So I'm excited. You know, Miami is such a great city for that because we have so many influences for so many different genres of music that, you know, makes Miami very unique.
It gets their attention when they see the record sales, when they see the television ratings, when they see the radio ratings. I mean, that ratings speak, don't they?
Of course, because you know what happens, we have so much to offer, and you know, as a culture and as a city we have so many diversity that people is looking always for something new and fresh. And I think Miami has that. Definitely, we have so much talent here in Miami, and people are hungry to bring a lot of things. That's what we're becoming bigger and bigger. I mean, a lot of movies, a lot of television, a lot of radios. I mean, a lot of music is being recorded here now, and all genres of music. So that makes me happy because I saw it all the way from the beginning.
Yes, you have. And in that time, now, where do you see the greatest opportunity in all those media for Latin entertainment? Whether it's in the broadcast, online, music, what do you see?
It's all across. I mean, from television, we see what is happening with Spanish ratings right now. A lot of Anglo people definitely want to experience new things. I think we have so much to offer in our culture. I mean, the music definitely has been a main influence, and you're going to see more and more.